Dude, what are you saying? Happy Easter. And it's Soul Sunday today. I have been doing Easter sessions for people, so tarot readings for them. I had one this morning and late, and I've got one in about 15 minutes. So this is not going to be that long, but whatever. Now, today's message of the day, I pulled a word, it was openness, about being real, raw, vulnerable, not being afraid to look at your darkness, your shadow, the things that you are maybe finding challenging or difficult. I have never been afraid to do that, right? Don't watch my nails, yeah, and what? Anyway, so one of the things that I will say is this. I think there's a time and a place to share your story and share your process. And sometimes you need to go within, take some time to heal, have deep rest, which is depression, deep rest to navigate your emotions and your feelings before you can maybe talk about them and share them. Sometimes we need, to go within without all of the external influences to understand the process, right? But I think that it's very healthy to integrate your shadow, integrate your darkness, integrate your pain. Don't run away from it. Let people know where you're at. Let people know your struggles, what you're dealing with. I've been very open in the fact of, I had a relationship for 10, 11 years. It was abusive. This person was a lot older than me. It was a gay relationship. I had issues with my masculine energy, gender dysphoria. This person was benefiting from me being in a position of insecurity and didn't want me really to be in the fullest expression of myself because it meant that they couldn't gain security out of my insecurity, right? So, that pattern had come from some very interesting deep spaces. It also then influenced, my whole life. Took a very big shift and change in order to move those things, to understand that naturally, I wasn't a gay person, that I don't think naturally we are. I think that there's, the system naturally wants to be a man, wants to be a man, so the gender dysphoria, the issues with sexuality, they had come from trauma, they had come from pain. I think that was my experience. I'm going to make a video about that, perhaps specifically my perspective on that and what is the objective truth on that in a different video. Anyway, so that was that. Then I met somebody a woman, had a baby with this lady, Also, there were some control issues that were coming in this relationship, because I brought in somebody who had similar things going on from ex-partners, ex-relationships. That put me in a very interesting position with this person. We then had a baby, very difficult, very challenging. We came apart. We are no longer in connection, in communication. She does not want to communicate, not for a want of trying on my part. This has meant in that space, she's also taken my child. Very difficult, very problematic. But my point is this: we are all human, right? I think God is working through all of that. I think that it's going to work itself out. I think that actually that person is the person who I'm meant to be in a relationship with. I think that is true love. I think it's just doing what it needs to do. Yeah, I work with enough people to understand and to know that these things, sometimes they don't make sense logically, rationally. Don't mean God ain't working. I felt the emotions. I felt the pain. Trust me, one of the most challenging, difficult points within my life. But it also has forced me to deal with my sexuality, the gender dysphoria, all of the issues that came with the problems with my masculine energy. That had come from, parents and family and wherever, and left, right, center. But it created these conditions and behaviors that I'm very aware of. Thank you, Charlie. Yeah. To then understand the truth of who I am, what is my spirit, what is my soul, so that I'm not moving from lack, from pain, from wounded. And that isn't going into my union, my partnership, my role as a father. Once again, it has been one of the most difficult, painful spaces, being pulled back into old behaviors, old spaces that you're like, that ain't me. Yeah. I'm saying goodbye to that person. You don't need to say goodbye to that person because, yes, thank you very much for what that has taught me and the lessons that it has given me, but I know who I am now. Not been easy. And once again, there's been energetically pulled backwards, still having to navigate some of those things, even though you know that there's wounding and pain there. My point is this, yes, share your story because you never know how much that's going to influence somebody else. I went viral in a video through somebody else, right? That fuck it, who cares, whatever. A lot of people have watched a video of me doing some readings. Who gives a fucking shit? Whatever, is what it is. But I sent that message, I sent that video to somebody who's worked with me before and said, hey, take a look at this, whatever. She sent me a message saying, oh, this has made me emotional just watching somebody else's reading. My point is that you don't know, this is the point, you don't know how much something so small can impact somebody and move them. Just you telling your story or saying this, and this, right? It gives people your openness, your vulnerability, your authenticity, your realness, gives other people permission to do that themselves. And that frees them from whatever it is that they are carrying. Yeah? That's my point. Apologies if I repeat myself, I don't care. So, I'm still interested to see where my life is going. Once again, I am a psychic. I don't claim to be above nobody else. I am in life just as much as you, but I've experienced a lot of things, which is why I can help people in the way that I do, because I've been there, walked through the flames, walked through the fire, not afraid to go into it and do the hard work. That's how I can see myself clearly and other people clearly, and then see how that all sits within God clearly. So that is that. If you want to work with me, you can, kyletreslove.com. If you want to give for these videos, you can. PayPal at kyletreslove. I'm sending you all so much love. If you are in the depths of something that's really difficult to pay for at the moment, I am so sorry that you're having that experience. Just please try to trust and know everything for a reason. Yeah? The part of you that's connected to God's spirituality wouldn't have had that experience if it weren't meant to have it, okay? All is good, all is God, all is love. Until we connect again soon in a bit.